Hi YouTube. It's been a few weeks, and it's been honestly a rough few weeks. The side-by-side that we bought for the purpose of plowing the drive died. The belt broke and Mike fixed it. It worked for about 5 minutes and then the belt broke again, so something was causing the belt to break. Ordered a bunch of parts, replaced basically the entire drivetrain, and it worked for about a week and then died again, broke the belt again. So we just don't have time to continue fixing it and tinkering with it, so we dropped it off at a shop. We're gonna have somebody fix it, get it in good shape, and then we're just gonna drop it. We're gonna sell it. We thought we would save ourselves some money and it would be a reliable machine. It was very clean, it was low mileage when we bought it, but it's turned out to be a bit of a lemon, and it's time and energy that we can't afford to spend on a side-by-side when we should be working on the house. So we bought a new one. We have a brand new Honda side-by-side. So that's the drama with the side-by-side. We also had some drama with our trailer plumbing, which was not fun, and we don't need to go into detail about that, but it's been a struggle. It's been a real struggle. It is Saturday, it's 22 degrees outside, and we are gonna start working on the siding for the garage, which starts with the soffit. Yeah, starts with the soffit. All of these materials right here taking up space in our garage are for the siding. As we were getting ready to get started, we realized we had J hangers and what we really wanted was F hangers. If we use the J hangers, then we have to use like twice as many, and we have to hang a board, like a 2x2, all the way around the edge of the garage to create a flat soffit, which you don't really want to do. If you have an F hanger, you don't have to hang that 2x2. You can just put the F hanger in place on the wall directly and then screw the soffit into the fascia board. Basically, we bought the wrong parts, which costs us a lot of time because now Mike has to drive all the way down to Logan to go to Home Depot. But while he's doing that, I'm going to work on trimming the soffit. So I'll show you what that looks like. Looking at the soffit, someone who doesn't know, like me, would think, oh, that just hangs under and you do it in long strips like this. But actually, you have to cut it into pieces like this, and this goes between the wall and the fascia board like this, and then they hook into each other on the edges. So I have to cut these long strips of soffit into 15.25 inch pieces like this. So I'm gonna make a big pile of 15.25 inch pieces of soffit while Mike is driving down to Logan to get F hangers. Professionals that do this work use a sliding miter saw. They stack a few of these up, they set their length, and then they just cut 3 or 4 at a time. I did not have that option. I didn't have the right tools, so I spent a few hours with snips and about 10 days with a very sore hand. When Mike got back with the F channels that we needed, they only had white available at the store, so we had to paint them black in order to match our soffit and the fascia that we were going to use. So we got some spray paint, set them out. We ended up having to turn a heater on in the garage so that the paint would actually set, and we got them painted, and then we were able to get to work. So this is the J hanger that we didn't want to use because we'd have to use twice as many pieces. And this is the F hanger. And you can tell because of the way that it is that Mike had to go purchase, and then we just spray painted black. What do you think, Kitty? Do you approve? Catchy. Is it straight?
It's a little high. I think that end's a little high because the nail gun shot the board up out of square. Now that it's nailed, there's no space for me to like bang it down, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, you can grab some soffits.
Okay. Very sketch.
Feels so safe, I love it. Yay!
One piece, 500 to go.
Get it. Oh, he's got to get it. Oh, get that right. Zuzi, get it.
Just get it.
What is it? Get it. Oh.
Oh.
There we go. Gotta get it to pop. Every time I hammer one of these in, it vibrates the whole roof and snow falls down my shirt. Very cool.
Third of the way done with one gable wall.
Yeah, we've got one flat wall. We're on the rake now, and it's going pretty fast actually.
Yeah.
And then we got another flat wall, another rake wall. Then we have to do fascia for the whole thing. But fascia is in like 10-foot strips, so
Should go fast.
Should go quickly. Yeah.
I hope you enjoy the graffiti that we put on our own wall. We couldn't help it, we had spray paint available, but don't worry, it will be covered by the siding when we install that, so definitely won't be visible long term. The hardest part about doing the fascia was just moving the ladder and getting the ladder in the right places, adjusting it to the height. The gable wall is definitely a lot harder than the flat walls on either side of the garage.
As per usual, we're working on something for the garage and we have professionals working on the house because it is just too tall, too big. We would have had to rent a bunch of equipment. It would have taken us a really long time. So we did our cost-benefit analysis on doing the siding and the soffit and fascia on the house and decided to pay somebody to do that. So they have installed almost all of our windows, all of the windows except for that front face with all of the huge windows. So they're gonna start working on that today, that front wall. They have all of the siding on this side and the far side, the back of the house, done, which is very exciting and it looks really good. This is not the color that the house will be. This is just the color that the hardy board comes in for board and batten. We're going to be painting that eventually, but probably won't paint it until spring when we have reliable temperatures for paint. But it's actually not that bad. Like, I kind of don't hate just the color of the hardy board. It's pretty nice. The board and batten looks amazing. Very happy with it.
In this giant box, we have 6 glass doors that are going to be the bifold doors that go out onto the deck. They're super expensive, which is why we tucked them away inside the garage. And now it's time to move them into the house. Unfortunately, we have an ice-covered road, so we cannot walk them down the hill. We're going to load them in the back of my padded truck bed, one at a time, so 3-foot sections each. And then we're going to drive them down and by hand unload them out of the truck and into the house, in the living room, until we have a chance to install them. So that's what we're up to right now, and it's gonna take 2 hours, probably.
Mike's cousin Justin was nice enough to help us with this piece, but I still ended up having to help as well. It took all 3 of us, so I didn't get a whole lot of video of the individual windows being in the back of the truck, getting it down to the house, but the important thing is that we got it done.
And there we go. Those are the panoramic doors. that will go in these 2 openings. Should be really cool. So back when we were framing the house, well, back when the crew was framing the house, while the gable wall was still flat on the ground, we measured the holes to make sure that we got exact measurements for these custom windows that are going in the gable wall, and provided those numbers to the company that made the windows, and it turned out that big triangles were about 2 inches too tall and weren't going to fit in the hole. We had a chat with our window and siding guy about options and what we could do. It would have taken a long time to order new triangles, but there was a lot of furring in around the beams that isn't structural or necessary. So we were actually able to cut out the furred in edge on the bottom and gain those 2 inches. So those windows are a little bit bigger than they were supposed to be, but we were able to make the hole big enough without sacrificing any of the structural integrity of the wall. And right now they are about to put in the first triangle, and I'm very excited and also very nervous. Putting a lot of trust in those little suction cups. Oh my goodness, it fits like a glove. Oh, goodness.
You can see here that little gap where they had to fur in. The pitch of this window does not match the pitch of our gable wall, but it's okay. It's so large. It's up so high. I don't think it will be very noticeable. So we're okay with it. We think they look really good. Thank you so much for joining us in this crazy adventure that we are on, and please make sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss out next time. In our next episode, we will be finishing off the vinyl siding on the garage and tackling the board and batten that goes on the front of the garage.